Hey guys, welcome to the Real Estate Success Mortgage Podcast, brought to you by The Mortgage Edge by Cook and Close Mortgage. Today, I got a very special guest coming to us from the Bahamas, Jerome Pemberton from Houston, Texas. What's up, Jerome?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Well, let's talk about the Bahamas, man. We're all jealous while you're soaking up the sun. How long you been there?
Got here, ported in today, went out, handled some client business, right? Gave it out to the
Yeah.
team, and they're working on some deals, closing, and business still continues, right?
That's right. That's right. That's. I guess that's part of being real estate. You know what? As long as you are still connected back home, you're good to go. That's one thing about real estate. Real estate doesn't sleep, right? You always have to
No,
be available to them.
have to be available for clients.
That's right. So let's talk about you and your success. I know your numbers. I know you're doing good things out there. You've had some tremendous success. How long have you been a realtor?
I've been a realtor for about 15 years, been in the industry for 25 years, and then over the years, work-life balance, if you want to call it that, right? And then figuring out a way to help more clients. It's just a passion. It's what I love to do. I believe purchasing a home is not complicated, right? We try to keep it simple and break it down, the emotional part, the financial part, and what you're going to go through before it happens, right? And we've done a good job of that over the years, and we strive to do a better job, right? And, and especially with the products you guys offer to the community at your mortgage company. You have some
Yeah.
awesome products that makes it easier for people to purchase home. The main thing is that I believe today with the internet and all these people are putting a lot of content out there, which is great, right? They
hmm
still need to know what what your true abilities are and what you can offer to a family to make the process a lot easier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Jerome, 15 years in, I know you have a team. Are you actually involved in the transaction, or is just your team out doing it?
No, I'm involved in the transaction. I'm the contact person that actually breaks down the plan for families. That's
Okay.
my role, to find out what programs are out there. Doesn't matter if you're buying $1 million house or whatever, but to go over the financial part and to make sure we place you with the right agent. And I still close deals myself because some clients, after they meet with me, they want me to personally take them on, which I do. We close deals throughout, the Houston area, Dallas, Austin and San Antonio area. We are closing deals there also. And we do a lot of new construction, because we're in Texas and there's a lot of new construction out there. So we specialize in that also.
That's awesome. So 15 years in, brother. Tell me about that. Is as we sit here, it's December 6th, 2024, going into 2025. They're saying the last 2 years of real estate is the worst 2 years of real estate in the last 2 decades. I don't think they remember 2008, 2009.
No,
How is this worse than 2008, 2009? Do you think it is?
no. Our business has been consistent over the years. If a person wants to work with us, they want to get into a house, they're going to get into a house. I mean, we know the business from the financial side all the way on the real estate side, right? A lot
Yeah.
of the stuff, as far as people got to make a decision if they want to be a homeowner or not, no matter even back in '08 when we was in the business. You just got to make a decision. My parents bought a house. They had double digit, back in the day, they had double digit interest rates and they had to put money
Yeah.
down, right? So I'm like, I don't know what people are freaking out about, right? There's more programs ever out here. There's more financial options out here. The bottom line is, you have to make the payment, right? And so I tell people to focus on that, increasing your income and make the payment and buy a house because you want to buy a house. And benefits to buying a house is going to differ from each person, right? Um, Home ownership is awesome. There's a lot of strategies out there, to buy houses, right? I just think in our industry, we just need to do a better job at telling people, instead of saying it's complicated, right? Tell them how, if they meet the guidelines from the bank, right, y'all going to give them the money. And
Right.
so as long as you meet the guidelines, let's talk about meeting the guidelines so you can get what you want, right? That's how we explain it to clients. We keep it that simple. We say the only reason why you haven't bought a house, and especially if you're working with us, is all you have to do is meet guidelines. So we're going to help you meet the guidelines so you can get the money from the bank. We just teach it totally different. We talk to people totally different. We keep it simple, and we don't use a lot of our real estate. I call it our internal code language when they don't understand what we're talking about, right? So I just keep it simple.
Yeah, I agree, man. So let's talk about you and your team. how are you getting your leads these days? Is it all organic? Are you buying leads? How's your team generating their lead sources?
Well, we have a lead gen company. We own it, right? And so
Okay.
we generate probably about 4,000 leads a year. We try to get better at um, uh, addressing different people's needs, right? And so if we need to increase it, we can, right? But we also got to have agents that really want to, instead of cherry pick certain clients, some agents just want the easy deals and not what we call the difficult deals, but what we say we handhold people, hands meaning their emotions, right? Because this is a big transaction for them. And some agents just don't want to do that, right? They just want the easy slam dunk deals. We don't operate that way. We don't care what the size of the price of the home is, right? We work with people and we love what we do, right? So we have to find the right agent that love people and want to help people, no matter where they are. If they're buying a $500,000 house down to $100,000 house, right, or $800,000 house, it doesn't matter to us. We want to service people, and that's one of the biggest things we try to tell agents. If they focus on servicing people and treating people, like family, they shouldn't have a problem getting business, and we don't have a problem getting business because we treat people just like family.
Well, let's talk about that. So I'm an agent out there, and I just heard Jerome Pemberton say, "I have a lead gen company I'm going to give you leads."
Mhm.
If I'm in Houston, you should be calling Jerome, folks. You heard from the man himself. They don't have a problem getting leads. They have a problem with people following up on leads. They have a problem with people, treating the customers the way Jerome wants them to be treated. Tell me about that lead gen. How long have I know it's organic. Me and you have talked offline.
Right,
I
right.
know you created it. You're the architect of it. How long has it been in existence?
Probably about 4 years. I found a awesome partner out of Dallas,
Uh-huh.
and we kept working on it. We're still working on it, get better. We're gonna start doing more Facebook leads this year, but it took a while to really. The lead part wasn't the problem. Really, it was the people part. Finding the right people to, like you said, follow up with people, give people, encouragement. And a lot of people think it's because of what I'm finding out. A lot of people just assume, people that make very good income, over six figures, they have the same problems as a lot of other people. Maybe they have kids going to college and things like that. So we have to, help families, period, figure out certain things that they didn't even know was out there for them. And that's why we find out a lot of people are scared, and we're going to do more about that from an not an educational, informational standpoint, where we're going to do more webinars and just talking to people just like we're talking right now and tell them the different strategies and, talk about the concerns and the fears and stuff like that. So this year we're excited about doing more webinars, even with the leads coming in, so they can get more information, see how we operate, how do we do our work, right? How many clients we're willing to take on. Some clients we just don't take on because they're just not a good fit for us, right? Because there's so much content out there and some people believe certain things, right? And it could be a potential problem. But we also get a lot of calls from people that are in situations and they should have came to us first. We get a lot of those calls. So we get a chance to learn a lot of things that people thought, and people are looking for money in the last minute versus our clients know what their total cost out of pocket, that range is going to be from day one. They know that from day one. It's not no surprises with us. They know how much they qualify for. They know the type of mortgage. They know what their estimated payment is going to be. They know any questions they need to, that they have concerns. I'm the program director, and they call me. And so it's an easier process. Our clients are finding houses a lot easier because we worked out a clear plan of what things work and what does not work. And I think that's why we're successful at what we do. We have a plan for families. It's not by, hey, it's a clear direction for the family once we find out from them what they're trying to achieve. It's all about the family. It's not about us. It's about the family, what goals they're trying to achieve for their family.
That's awesome, brother. Well, speaking of family, let's talk about yours. I know, but let the audience know. It's your own Pemberton, married, kids. What's that family life like?
My family life right now is awesome because my wife understands the type of business I'm in, and she allows me to just serve people, right? So I'm married. We've been married for about 7 years. You know, I said about. She don't even know how long. And we have a blended family. She got the girls. We're like the old Brady Bunch back in the day, right? So she got two
Yeah.
girls. I got three boys. All our kids are grown. That's why we're on this. You know, that's how we spending time together. We work a lot. She helps me in the business, and we really enjoy, real estate. We enjoy our lives, and we got grandkids, right? So hopefully this business will be around. That's our goal, so they can participate in it and live the life they see us live, right? Through real estate. So,
None of the kids are following in dad and mom's footsteps with the business?
well, I have two that's licensed. One is in med school right now. He's at
It's a
Baylor
little better.
Medical School. He's in Baylor. So he's creating a program right now, but he has his license, and my daughter in New York has a license. So um, she should come back. We're waiting for her to come back. She lives in New York right now to come back to help in the company. And then I have two assistants, Mark and Anna. They're awesome. And Renee. We have three. And then, our total team with a new home team, it's about 10 of us, and we close about 300 to 500 transactions a year as a team, right? And then I'm part of the a division that does the leads, right? So we're always growing. We got to learn the tech, because more stuff is tech now. So I'm excited about that, real estate and tech. So I love that, and I love what we're doing right now. This is up my alley.
So have you always been a tech guy, man, or is it just something that you just
No, I always believed that, even when I was doing mortgages back in 2008, and back in those days, I always bought leads. Always bought leads. I started from leads. I just figured when business, right? And thank God we have a way where people can find us online, because if they couldn't find us online, I believe some people wouldn't be homeowners. And we have a great track record of helping people get into homes, because we have a clear plan for them that is simple for them to follow, and they have understanding, right? And we work hard. We work hard at that, because I just believe that home ownership is not complicated versus what everybody else is saying. So it doesn't matter what's happening in the market. That doesn't matter to me. People want to buy houses, and that's why I moved from New Jersey to Texas, because we got plenty of land, we got plenty of houses. So it's something that I have not ever had a problem in the industry to get clients, or to produce, and help clients get in the homes. I've never had that problem. Just haven't. And that's because I understand how simple real estate is. I think we make it too complicated. You're gonna need some money, right? You're gonna borrow the money. I look at guidelines as the answer to the test. When we were all in school, if I can sit next to the smart girl, right, and I can copy her answers, right, I'm going to pass that doggone test. Well, right now, you guys, y'all got the answers to the test. Your loan officers y'all have all the guidelines. So as long as we meet the guidelines, they're going to give the client the money, right? The house part is where the emotional part comes in, that, right? And we're going to talk about that from day one. And we're going to go see a lot of houses, right? But then at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that person understands the other part of real estate, and keep it very simple to them, and make sure they stick with the decision they made, because they're the ones making the decision to buy, right? And so people shouldn't get scared of a rate to go buy a house. It's just the cost of money. That's all it is. It's just the cost of money.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's talk about the real estate market where you're at in Houston, Texas. That's a hot market, man. What do you say to the people that say that, it's real estate's too expensive, I can't afford it, they're pushing everybody out and all the other stuff?
I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people really need to look at Texas. They need to look at Houston, Texas. I have clients we help from all over the country. And when we was in Miami, we left out of Miami, one of the things I do is every place I go, I want to see what the cost of a house is. And I laugh, right? I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people staying here, and a lot of people renting. And that's only because they won't make a move to go move somewhere where it's more affordable for their family, and their family can have an amazing life, right? Those things are important for people's lives if they have the correct information. They should look at Houston. They should give us a call. They should go to our website and at least get the information they need to make a new decision for their family, just like I had to do when I left in 2004 from New Jersey. To buy a house in New Jersey back then in 2004, the starting purchase price of a house, right? If I could win, because it's not enough inventory there. That's what people don't realize. In certain areas of the country, it's just not enough inventory. And so starting house, is $500,000, right? So,
Yeah, I was telling you before.
right. And so if you're in an area where the price of the house is starting at that price, yeah, you're probably going to feel some type of way that I'm never going to be a homeowner because somebody just told me that I needed 10% down, because that's what a lot of people still believe they need is 10%. And some people still believe you need 20% down, right? I
Yeah.
don't know where they skipped 3.5%, right? I don't know where they got that from, but that's what people are being told by agents, right? Or by lenders. I don't know. But when the amount of calls we get, we're just there to listen to what people were told, right? And so that's why, clients should call us and, get a free consultation, 15 minutes. They'll get on a Zoom call or a Google Meet or some type of, so they can see us, and we're just going to talk. We're going to talk about how much income do you make? We're going to talk about, what's your family size? We're going to talk about what options you have, even though they're in another state. And I'm telling them what's going to happen when they come to Texas and what they can get brand new. And when they come here, we got a plan for them. We're going to show them, we divide Houston, Texas up in 4 quadrants, and we're going to show them the difference of each quadrant and what they can get brand new on resale. But when they come to Texas, they come to Houston, it's going to be hard for them by the time they go back to where they came from to say no, period.
Yeah.
Because the amount of choices we have is unbelievable.
Well, everybody's, Texas, I think, is the #1 state in the country that everybody's really migrating to. They're bleeding out the West Coast right now, from California all the way up to Oregon, and they're migrating east. So, and Texas is definitely cost of living, how far your money goes, and it's the value of the house, you can still get a reasonable house out there. How much of your clients are first-time home buyers?
Probably about 70%.
Yeah.
And
So you know what?
you'll be surprised how many people have been renting for a long time, over 10 years. They make over 6 figures, right? A lot of people. And they, for whatever reason, they were ready, and it's just they didn't have the correct information. Somebody to sit down and explain to them that they were ready, why they were ready, and that they had enough money to purchase. They just lack understanding. But I would say 70%. And then we get a lot of people moving in to Texas from other states. And it's just me talking to them. Matter of fact, on a cruise, I just talked to somebody coming in from Miami. They're from North Carolina. And I was just telling them about some contracts I was writing. And I showed them the house. I showed it just online. I said, hey, go to the website. And he was like, I can't believe that y'all still selling brand new houses here. That somebody can get a house for $250,000. He said that's unheard of where he's at. It's like it's unheard of.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, as we sit here, what's your prediction for 2025, Jerome? What are you seeing on the market side of it?
It's going to be an awesome year. The websites is going to change the webinars. The webinar is going to change a lot. We're going to get a lot more clients because they're going to be able to sit and hear other people ask questions that they're probably too scared to ask. And they're going to hear someone, I'm talking about me, talk to them about, go line by line, how we help certain families move in brand new houses, resale houses, how we structure the deal, and how we partner with the right product. And we're going to do that in a very, simple, in a simple way so people have understanding. And we used to do that, physical workshops, but now virtual, we could do so much more. We could show how we actually do it, how we help people that have credit issues, not be concerned with the credit issues. What is a debt to income ratio? How the bank is looking at you on paper. I'm so excited about that, man. I'm excited. My team is excited because every day, if you see the amount of calls that come in, people are asking the same questions, and they're talking from a doubt standpoint. Well, interest rates have gone up, or What are the questions? We just had a new election. I heard that programs have been decreased. I'm like, where are y'all getting this information from? This coming year, with things we're doing through tech, and with AI and things like that, we're probably going. I'm expecting to double what we did. You know, I'm expecting to double, and that's only because technology.
I agree with you. The MBS, or the Mortgage Bankers Association, says that they're expecting a 25% increase in mortgages, funded loans or closed loans, from 2024 to 2025. So, 25% increase, that's a lot out there. I think the market's been slow for the last couple of years, but I think it's slowly coming out of it. And, I think we're going to see the market get better over the course of the next 3 years. I'll share you some stats that a lot of people don't know about.
Okay.
Baby boomers used to be the largest generation of consumer goods and products. They are no longer, right? Right now, it's millennial, there's millennial and Gen Z. Well, the way millennial and Gen Z, back to what you said, consume their technology completely different than the older generation. They were on the iPhone all their entire life, the iPad, stuff like that. Well, that age group, millennial and Gen Z, make up 75 million people that are looking to buy their first house in the next 3 years. 75 million between the age of 29 and 35 in that age group. Think about that for a second. There's not 75 million houses out there. There's not going to be 75 million houses out there in the next 3 years. That means there's going to be a tremendous demand. So I tell everybody, button up. You know what? Go out there. If you can partner up with someone like Jerome and get the leads and teach how to do the thing, like you said, you plan on doubling your business. That's amazing, brother. That's amazing that already. Because again, you control the filter. You control how much leads you want or decrease, because you control the lead generation. Back to the lead generation. Do you sell those leads, or it's only for your team?
It's only for our team. We don't sell it. The other reason why I'm excited is because my son and daughter in that age bracket that you just described, right?
Yeah.
My kids. So they're the ones that's been pushing more on the tech side, on the, me doing more webinars, me getting out there, because I haven't been out there, the way I should have been. Didn't want to be. I just haven't been out there. And they came to me and it was like, Dad, you got to go out there, go do more social media stuff. Our friends and stuff saying, man, I ain't never heard the way you're doing the things you're doing. And my son that's in med school and my daughter, they really, really pushed me. It's like, it's time. You got to go out here and you got to do it. And I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, y'all got to help, to make sure we accommodate clients, make sure we can handle that type of volume that's going to come in, right? And and they were willing to do that. They backed me up on that. So that's why I'm excited. Even though even my son is in med school, right? He was like, Dad, you got to do this. And he was like, you got to do this for more of the clients in the in the medical field. So he opened up a division just for the medical. He's running that part on the real estate side. He was like, because a lot of his friends and his mentors and the people that he talked to, they said there's a lack, of content that is not being given to them in that sector, where they make good income and they have limited time. But he's seen us work so well in the medical arena, where a lot of the nurses and the doctors and stuff love the way we do it, because we have a clear plan for them, and we don't waste their time. And I think that's the biggest component of why he wanted us to go more in the medical field and help more of his colleagues, right, to purchase homes, because there's fears on their end, right, and they're stressed, their stress level's high already, and then to have some incompetent people in the real estate community add more stress to them, right? I think there's a big issue. And then veterans, again, the same thing with the veterans, right? Their concerns, we address their concerns. If it's credit, right, then we have to be well versed on making sure that gets fixed, even though we know they can have lower credit scores. But just to get a person in the house is one thing, but to change somebody's life by increasing their credit score and giving them a new start so they can leverage, utilizing their credit score, that changes families' lives. Getting somebody in the house, like I said, is easy for us, right? But to change people's lives, giving them understanding of what they can leverage credit besides a house on, You should hear the stories and the testimonies we get from people, how we change their lives by them finding the right company, the right people to work with them to get their
Yeah.
credit scores up and get credit cards and things to leverage and get their life back.
I'm glad you brought that up. There is a lot of myth about the real estate business and stuff like that. 1 out of 3 people I talked to didn't think they could get into a house, and after we vet them out and after we get them approved, they're surprised that they can get into a house. The programs out there today, we talked about 3.5% down. It's not 20%. It's not 10%. You can go as low as
Right.
3.5%. Well, now with the down payment assistance programs out there, there's a ton of programs where you don't even have a down payment. You can basically walk into a house with 0 down, have someone like Jerome negotiate closing costs, and you're just walking in and making payments. So,
Right.
the people that say they need all this stuff, they're just not educated.
Right.
And that's where great that you talk about all the different programs out there. Doctors go through 8 years of school, but they don't realize that because they're a doctor and they have $300,000 worth of student loans, they don't think they can get a house. Well, there's special loans just for doctors.
Exactly.
There's special loans just for nurses. There's special loans for firefighters. There's special loans for just about any demographic that you want to pick out there. There's special loans. That's why it's real important to have a partner that knows the landscape like you do, and partner up with the right people to make sure that you educate your clients and your people and everything else. So kudos to you, brother. I can see why you're such a successful real estate man and your business. Well, we can sit here and talk to you all day, but I'm not going to keep you. You're in the Bahamas. You need to get out there and get some sun and enjoy your family, or actually your wife. What do we not talk about that we should have today? Anything that we should have talked about?
I mean, the main thing is they need to work with the right person, not just because they show up all the time at some Instagram or some type of reel, right? Giving out information. We get enough calls from it. It's more than just that, right? It's getting a clear plan for the family. And David, you hit it right on the head. There's a lot of programs out there, and y'all offer a lot of programs where a person doesn't even have to put a down payment, because y'all have all the programs, right?
Yeah.
And so we covered everything, right? I would tell people to call us, right? Go to our website and at least have a conversation and make a decision and say you want to be a homeowner. Once a client makes a decision they want to be a homeowner, they're going to be a homeowner when they work with us, period. That's just how it is. Once they make that decision, if it's credit, they shouldn't be scared about credit. That could be fixed, right? If there's anything that they're concerned about, then we should have a conversation so they can get understanding. And we would take the time to be patient with them to give them the understanding. But they should be a homeowner, right? Not just for them, right? But their kid is going to model their children, right? Is going to model, usually the parents home ownership. And we see that all the time. We see that all the time. When a parent buys a house, it's usually the other brother and sister buy the houses. And the kids end up start buying the houses. And it was just because of a conversation and simplicity of understanding. But David, I really appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for taking time to
Absolutely.
talk with me today.
Well, Jerome, if the people in Houston want to find you, and I know they do, how do they find you? How do they contact you?
It's easy. They can go to our website. They'll see the whole team. They can go to Zero Down, ZERO, down, DOWN, house, HOUSE.
And if you're watching live, guys,
out.
Yeah, and if you're watching live, guys, you saw that scroll across the bottom third, and we'll make sure that everybody has that. Well, Jerome, thanks for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. I'm David Wynn. I'm with the Mortgage Edge podcast. Thanks for being with us today. Bye, guys.